Right. Okay. Realme RMX 3092. Who is that? Realme. Please rename your name. Realme RMX. Can you hear me? Realme RMX. Please check your name and just okay, Prasad. Okay, done. Fine. Okay, so let's continue, guys. So let me connect to the server. Okay, so just started the machine, guys. The machine is up and running now. So we are good to connect to this machine. Okay, so I'm just opening MSTSC and I just bookmarked that one, guys. Pin to taskbar. Like when I just hit the Windows button, you can see remote desktop, right? Or else you can simply type remote in this search button. So once you find this, right click, you can simply choose pin to taskbar, pin to start or pin to taskbar, like that will be there. That's why it was like okay, pinned onto the taskbar. So I'll simply next time I don't search every time, right? I'll simply go to the machine, I'll start the laptop, and then once the machine is ready, I'll click on this okay tool. So automatically the tool will open and I'll give the server name and I'll connect, guys. So this is how I'm opening regularly. So if you don't see on this taskbar means you have to simply pin that. You have to simply pin that. Sorry for the disturbance. Realme RMX 3092. Who is that? Please let me know your name, guys. If you are not joining with your registered names, if you joined with the device names and all, I cannot identify who are joining. I'll simply keep you in the waiting room. It will be difficult for me because the link and all will be shared quickly. That is the main challenge. Realme RMX 3092. Please update your name if you are able to hear me. Prasanna. Okay, I'll rename it for you. Okay. Prasanna, please ping me from your WhatsApp number. You have my number, right? That's okay. Just ping me from your WhatsApp number, okay? Not sure who gave this link to you. Just ping me from your WhatsApp number. Just send hi. You have my number, right, Prasanna? Okay. Just ping me from your WhatsApp number, okay? If you have a number, no problem. Just ping me or else I'm just posting my number here. Mm. Right, I just posted my number. Okay, that's fine. You can ping me. Okay, fine. Thank you. So now let's go to the server. Okay, so I'm connecting to the server, guys. So I gave the server name and all. Server is up and running. Server should be up and running. Then only I'm able to connect to the server. So I'm giving the password as the username is administrator. I'm giving the password, guys. So you'll get yes or no pop-up. Okay, so we'll select the yes, guys. Okay, we'll select this. And again, we discussed right lot of challenges, a lot of challenges with RDP we discussed right earlier. So make sure you are connected to the internet, your server is connected to the internet, and make sure the machine is up and running. And make sure you're having Windows 10 Pro or 11 Pro operating system. So these are all the challenges with RDP, guys. In case if the machine is not up and running, in case if you didn't set up the connections properly, in case if there is no internet because of some power issues and all, the RDP session will be closed. RDP is an extra feature. It will help you. Okay, RDP is an extra feature. It will simply help you like a real-time kind of environment. So RDP is not mandatory to practice. Okay, again, if RDP is not working, you can simply connect to the server directly as discussed in the previous class and you can start working on it. There will be no big difference. Okay, same, the way that you are connecting to the server will be different. That's it. If it is RDP, we'll connect through RDP. If it is direct, we'll directly log into the server. There is no big difference at all. If it is RDP means you can see a full screen like this, server screen. If it is a direct connection means you can see small screen like this. Okay, the server you can see, right, like this you can see. In this window only you can work. If it is RDP means like you can see a full screen. And one more advantage is if it is RDP, you can directly copy paste from your local laptop to the server. If it is direct connection means you cannot directly copy paste from your local laptop to the server. Okay, fine, right. So whenever you connect to the server, whenever you log into the server, every time server manager tool will open, guys. So you can just close this tool. Generally while installing or while adding some features, we'll use this tool. So we can, now we are not going to install anything. Okay, so we have already installed .NET Framework and all, okay, using Server Manager in the previous classes. So we are not going to install anything now related to this server components. So we can minimize or we can close this tool. Okay. So yesterday we discussed about the SQL Server installation, right? Yesterday we installed SQL Server default instance. Okay, so what is the difference between default and named instance, guys? Quickly, can you tell me what is the difference between default and named instance?
Default means it's a standalone instance.
See, all are standalone only. Again, default is also standalone, named is also standalone. Okay. Main difference.
Instance take the computer name and
Very
the
good.
named instance we provide the.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Default instance will take the computer name. No need to give any instance name. And for named instance, we have to give the name of the instance, guys. For named instance, we have to give the name of the instance. So that is the main difference between default and named. And how many default instances we can install in a machine, guys?
Only
One.
one.
Shenpong, I
One.
can't hear your voice.
Guys, is
Only
my
one.
audio clear?
Inst-
Just clear from my
Yeah, now
side.
it is audible.
Thank you. Raj, just check your connection once. If not, just rejoin it. Okay. Right. Okay. So how many default instances we can install in a machine, guys?
One.
Only
One.
Only
One.
one.
only one default instance. Why only one default instance?
The computer name
Because
on.
I have only one name of the machine.
Yeah, because computer name is not shareable. Computer name is not shareable. So that's why we'll install only one. We can install only one default instance in a machine, and we can install 49 named instances. So you can install 50 copies of SQL Server in one Windows machine. You can install 50 copies of SQL Server in one Windows machine, but in the organization, max to max will install only one. In some cases, two, maybe rarely will install three instances and all. I told you, right, the challenge. Okay, so in case if you are restarting this Windows machine, if you are restarting this Windows machine, all the instances are going to be rebooted. So it's a downtime. So that's why we generally don't prefer to install multiple copies in a Windows machine. But Microsoft is giving a provision that you can install up to 50 copies of SQL Server in one Windows machine, right? So now we installed SQL Server yesterday. So again, I'm going to install a named instance. As promised, I told you, right? Today also we'll show you the one more installation one more time. So let's go to this folder. Yesterday I attached the software, right? So no need to attach the software. So let's open this folder. You can see the software in this D drive. Okay. So now you can see SQL setup file. Open, right click, open, guys. Okay. And this is your setup file. Select the setup file, right click, run as administrator. So I'm installing second copy of SQL Server. Yesterday I installed one copy, default instance. Now all the other installations should be named instances only.
Shenmue, I can't hear your voice.
Rajagopal, maybe there is an issue with your device, something like that. Please check your volume, device volume once. If not, maybe you can join from other device also. Okay. Guys, is my audio clear, right, everyone?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it is
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Right. Okay. So Raj, just check and you can join from other device if it is not clear. Okay. Fine. So when I open the setup file, automatically what will open, guys? Installation center. Installation center is very important. So most of the things will do it using the installation center, like installation, okay, upgradation, like repair of the SQL servers, like some other extra features also we can do it using the installation center. So when you open the setup file, this installation center will open, guys. Okay, click on installation. I want to install SQL Server, right? Click on installation. So now this is my window. So from here I can install SQL Server. So I told you right yesterday, there are two types of installations, um, standalone installation and cluster installation. So cluster installation is an advanced concept, guys. We will discuss the cluster installation during the HADR sessions. We have sessions like HADR, high availability and disaster recovery. Maybe it will take 1.5 month from now. Those are the advanced concepts. Okay, so in the advanced concepts, in the HADR concepts, we are going to cover the cluster installation as of now. Okay, we'll discuss standalone installation. So I want to install new copy. So click on this new SQL Server standalone installation. Okay, so now once you just click on this standalone installation option, now one more window will open. Okay, so that will help you to install the SQL Server. I told you, right? So once it was opened, okay, once this window is opened, this will be disabled so that you cannot install one more copy parallelly. Okay, at a time you cannot install one more SQL Server copy. This has to be closed, then only this will be available to install another copy, guys. So you know that Microsoft update, so you can just simply skip this Microsoft update and you can go to next. Yesterday itself it says installed set of files, right? Now it is not going to install anything, but this will run. Okay, see, you can see all the skipped options and the first one is completed option. So you can see these things will be skipped. Why? Because already when you install a SQL Server copy for the first time, already it installed the setup file. So now these steps will be skipped, guys. Same, okay, these are the global rules. It will check, okay, and go to next. And see, earlier you can see this box is empty. Earlier, if you see yesterday, this box is empty. Installed instances. So guys, this is a bar which will help you to minimize the server, to disconnect the server and all, to resize the server also. So sometimes it might create some issues while sharing the screen. When you are in the organization, when you are sharing the screen with your colleagues, it might create some disturbance, guys. Okay, you can resize this. Keep your cursor here. It will, the cursor will be changed as like this, double cursor. You can just resize it. Okay, so that while sharing the screen and all, it will not create any problem. Right, that is not part of the installation. I'm just telling about the server. Right. So now I can perform the new installation. Now I can perform the new installation, guys. Okay. Yesterday we have already installed the default instance, right? When you install the default instance, listen carefully. When you install the default instance, okay, all the objects like folders and services will be created as MS SQL Server. The name of the default instance will be MS SQL Server, but that doesn't mean you can connect to SQL Server using MS SQL Server. This MS SQL Server is just a name that will be created for the folders that is related to default instance and the services that are related to default instance. Again, in my machine, in this machine, already default instance installed. So when you install any software, generally in the Windows machine, it will create some folders and services. When you install any instance, okay, in the Windows machine, it will create some folders and services. So here, when you install default instance, it just created folders with the name of MS SQL Server, with the name of MS SQL Server. And the services also, I'll show you what and all services will be installed. I'll show you. There is a separate discussion, post installation things. Okay, so we'll discuss on that. So when you install a default instance, all the names will be like MS SQL Server. So if you see MS SQL Server name in the machine, means what? Means default instance installed in this machine. If you see any name, you can see the name directly. So that is a named instance. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? So when you install default instance, all the folders and the services will be created with the name of MS SQL Server. But while connecting, you have to give computer name only. You cannot give MS SQL Server. Okay. And when you install named instance, you can see some named instance name also here, right? This is how it will be. So I'm going to perform a new installation. So you can select this new installation. For example, yesterday we installed few features, right? Shared features and specific features, right? Yesterday to this instance. Correct, guys? Yesterday we have installed default instance. While installing, we have selected few features like database engine, full text, replication, SQL client tools connectivity, client connectivity SDK, SQL client connectivity. These features yesterday we have selected, right? Correct. For example, if customer is asking extra feature to the existing installation, can I install later, guys, after the SQL Server installation? For example, yesterday I installed this. Yesterday I installed this default instance. By mistake, I forgot to install one more copy, one more component. Okay. So can I install it today or later? Whenever I want.
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes,
Or
yes.
Yes.
or yesterday customer is not asking SSAS. After 1 year of SQL Server installation, he is coming back to us and he is asking, hey, can you please install SSAS for this? Can we install after 1 year or 2 years? Can we add the components, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
We can add it. You can see the answer on the screen itself. See, add features to an existing instance. For example, by mistake, if you fail to select some of the components, or by mistake, if you fail to select any of the components during the installation, later also you can add the components. This is called add features to an existing installation, guys. Using this feature, we can add features not only today. If you installed yesterday, you can install the extra. Okay, you can install the extra features maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 1 week, after 1 year, after 10 years also you can add features to the existing installation, guys, by using this option called add features to the existing installation. But I am performing new installation, so I am selecting perform a new installation of SQL 2019. Go to next. Right, I'm going to install developer edition, guys. Yesterday we discussed, right? These are the free editions. So I'm going to choose developer edition. So as you know, the developer editions we cannot install on the production environment. Non-production environment we can install the developer edition, guys. So I'm selecting developer edition. But installation wise, there is no difference between developer standard and enterprise editions, guys. Installation is same, only options features wise. Okay, there will be some limitations based on the editions, guys. Okay, so I'm going to install a free edition by selecting this developer edition. Go to next. I accept the license terms. For every software we have to select this. I accept the license terms. Next. And now feature screen. The first part will be specific features. The second part will be shared features. Right? So can you see, guys, yesterday we installed some shared features, guys. Can we install it again today?
No.
Not possible. You can see yesterday we installed client tools connectivity, client tools backward compatibility, client tools SDK, SQL client connectivity SDK. All are grayed out. Why? I told you, right?
Only one time. First
Yeah,
time only
only
we
for the
can
first
install
time.
that.
Very good, Vani. Only for the first time we can install these components. So these are shared components. I told you, right? I gave an example of PG. Only when they are opening the PG, they'll give all the shared components like fan, AC, TV, refrigerator, and all, washing machine. Later, if anyone is coming, a new guy is adding to the PG, they don't add any extra shade features, guys. You have to use existing shade features only. So already I installed these shade features for the uh, previous installation. Okay, so now no need to install again and again. That's it. We don't install shade features. Okay, second time. So already it was installed. The same shade features will be used by remaining 49 instances in case if you installed. Okay, so yes, yes,
Shall
yes.
SSIS, those comes under which feature, specific or shared feature?
You can see here the first part you can see. Okay, the first part, all these things comes under first part will be specific features. The second part will be shared features. So you can see under shared, you can see integration services. Integration services are shared features. See, analysis services and reporting services comes under specific features. Okay.
Okay, but you told like we can add features SSS, SSMS like people later.
SSIS, SSRS. Later you can add multiple copies. Yes.
Okay.
See, if it is a shared feature, we can't add it. When we can add multiple copies, when I said when we can add, when we can install second time also, or when we can install next time also, if you didn't installed integration services, if you installed, no need to install second time. Shared features always will be installed only once, but SSIS is a shared feature. Shared feature, if you miss for the first time and if customer is asking, then you are going to install SSIS. I told you, right, these components again you have to pay extra money. It's not like as I can see the components I can install. No. So if you want these products, again you have to pay extra money. So SSIS, if you don't install for the first time, next time you can install. If you already installed, SSIS is a shared feature, so next time you no need to install. But SSES and SSRS you can install many times. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so instance specific features, guys. For every instance, remember, if they are asking you to install SQL Server, in the specific features, you have to select these three main features. Database engine is the heart of the SQL Server. The database engine only will do the data processing. It will store the data. It will process the data. It will retrieve the data. To do all these things, we need a very important component called database engine. So if anyone is asking you to install SQL Server, database engine is must, guys. Very important. Replication is an extra feature. You can select this SQL Server replication, and full text is also will help you to search the data and all. So these three components are very important for any new installation. If you are installing SQL Server, means mandatory you have to select these three components, these three specific features, mandatory. Remaining all are extra add-ons. If customer is looking for it, you can select. Otherwise, you no need to select those components. But if customer is asking you to install SQL Server, by default, you have to select these three components, guys. Without selecting these three components, it's a waste of time. So again, you have to install, again, you have to add the components. The things will not work properly. So mandatory, remember these three features. These three are mandatory for SQL Server installation. Okay. So where you want to install, you can select this instance root directory, guys. In which drive you want to install, generally we'll install C drive, and we'll also change again internally. Slowly we'll discuss one by one, right? There you will get it. So we'll install the SQL Server in C drive only, but there are some files like data files, log files, backup files and all. We'll keep it in the respective drives. That is called the data directory. I'll show you in the future screens, it will be there. But again, in future classes, we are going to cover those things also. Okay, so I want 1420. Yesterday, if you remember, this was 1700 MB. Now, if you see, it was 1400 MB. Why? Because shared features are already installed, right? So that's why, again, it is not taking the same 1700. Now, this time, we are installing only specific features, right? So that's why it's 1400 MB. And you're having 16,000 MB. It needs 1400 and you're having 16,000. We are good. We are having enough free space. So we are good to install the SQL Server, guys. If you don't have enough free space, if you're having in the C drive, if you're having only 1 GB, in that scenario, your installation will be failed, guys. Why? Because I need 1400, but you're having 1 GB free space, so definitely your installation will be failed. So make sure you're having enough free space. Here I want 1400, but 1400 MB is required. You can see, and 16,000 MB is available, so we are good to install. Okay, we can go to next, guys.
Yeah, Shanmugh, I have one doubt.
Yeah, Rajgopal.
Coming to the interview part, if any interviewer asks to perform the installation, what are the steps we have to tell to the interviewer?
We have already discussed in the last class, Rajgopal. Prerequisites. Okay, so what are the prerequisites we discussed? That all those things we have to tell to the interviewer. Okay, like we have to check whether the Windows machine is ready or not. Like all the things, what point by point. Okay, again there will be no separate discussion on that. Whatever we discussed in the previous sessions before installing prerequisites, hardware prerequisites, software prerequisites, all these things we discussed, right? And I have even added extra points also. So all these things you can summarize and you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, yesterday we have installed the default instance. Now again, okay, no need to, we can't install default instance. Okay, yesterday we have installed default instance. So if you select the default instance and if you go to next, it will simply throw you the error. Why? Because we have already installed the default instance. See, there are some validation errors on this page. Click OK to close this dialog box. Review errors at the bottom of the setup page. Then provide the valid parameters. Error will be pop up here. It is saying simply, hey, you can see the error in this section, like that it is saying. That's it. So now what it is saying, instance name MS SQL Server is already in use. To continue, specify a unique instance name. Okay, so it is not allowing, guys. So it is not allowing. So if I select default instance, already name will be MS SQL Server only. It is saying MS SQL Server is in use. Okay, so you cannot give another name as it will take computer name, right? So it will use MS SQL Server only. So that's why we cannot install one more copy here. So now in this scenario, what we have to do, guys, we have to choose named instance. Okay, I'm giving a name. So this name also will be decided by the application team, or in the organization, DBA team will follow some standards based on the application. See, I might in my company, I might support 20, 30 applications. For all the applications, I will not give same name, right? If customer one is coming and he is asking, hey, I want a SQL Server for so and so XYZ application. So I'll name that SQL Server as per the application name. For example, imagine we have a lot of applications. Okay, imagine we have Amazon. So if I am supporting Amazon client, Amazon, Wipro, we have these different clients, right? Amazon, Flipkart, Azio, Mintra, like Book My Show. These are all different clients, we can say. Okay, if they're asking us, hey, can you please install SQL Server as per their application, I'll give the naming. For example, if Book My Show people are coming and they are asking, hey, can you please install SQL Server for me? So Book My Show SQL 2019, something like that, I'll give the name, or else we'll give it to application team itself. Application team, they are going to give their own name. We'll just copy paste that name in this section. You cannot give your own name, guys. Okay, you cannot decide the name. No one will ask you to decide the name also. We'll follow some standards in the organization. As per the standards only, we have to give the naming of this particular instance. So we have to give the name to that particular instance, guys. So we have some challenges in naming the instance. What are those challenges, guys? What are those challenges you have to keep in mind in naming an instance?
Characters
start
not more than 16 characters.
Yes, it shouldn't be more than 16 characters, and it should start with characters only. It shouldn't start with numbers. It will not
No
accept,
special characters.
yeah, it will not accept any special characters, right? It will not
The
accept any
dollar and
special.
the
Yeah,
underscore will be
yeah, dollar and underscore we can give only dollar and Bhaskar Reddy, Amaravati, right? Bhaskar Reddy means Amaravati, right? Okay, so it will not accept any special characters like it will accept only two special characters. One is dollar and another one is underscore. So space is also not allowed. Why? Because space is also a special character. Okay, done, Amaravati. Space is also a special character, so it will not allow any special characters, guys. Okay, so you have to name like that. So what we can do, and I am going to give like a batch 55, okay, SQL 2019. I'm just giving like this, batch 55 SQL 2019, guys. I'm giving naming like this, guys. Okay, fine. So when you give the name to the named instance, click on the instance ID, guys. Instance ID will help you to create the folders in the hard disk. It will create. Why? Because all the files related to this batch 55 SQL 2019 will be stored in that particular folder. So just click on this instance ID once, automatically name will be changed. As per your instance name, the name will be changed. So when the installation is succeeded, it will create a folder with this name batch 55 SQL 2019. So all the data related to this instance will be stored in this particular folder, guys. Okay, that's why this is important. Instance ID. Instance name is different, instance ID is different. Instance name will help you to connect to the SQL Server in the management studio, whereas instance ID will help you to create the folders in the particular Windows machine, guys. I'll show you what will happen when you install SQL Server. There is a separate discussion. Okay, I'll show you. So this is how the folder will be created in the C drive, guys. Where it will be created, see here. The path you can see here. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server, MS SQL 15, C batch 55, SQL 2019. Like this, it will create a folder in your C drive. Okay, so all the named instance, all this whatever data is there that is storing in this instance, okay, that will be physically you can see in this particular location, guys. I'll show you after the installation though. The instance ID is nothing but a folder that will be created during the installation and after the installation, guys. So already installed instances, you can see yesterday we have already installed one copy. So this is the installed instances. Now we are installing second copy. Go to next. Right, server configuration. Okay, server configuration, like yesterday we discussed about the service accounts, right? In the server configuration, you can see service account. Again, guys, let me open that. Service account is an account which will help you to run the service. Okay, service account is an account which will help you to run the service. So, whenever you are installing any softwares in the Windows machines, whenever you are installing any softwares in the Windows machines. So those softwares will be installed as a services. Those softwares will be installed as a services in the Windows machine. So each service will have a service account. Each service will have a service account, guys. So this service account based on the software requirements, based on the software requirements, this service account, what it will do, it will read the data from the disk and it will write the data to the disk. Yesterday we discussed it, right? Yesterday we discussed with the help of the diagram. So it will read the data from the disk and it will write the data to the disk. So the SQL Server, what SQL Server will do, guys? It will store the data, it will process the data, it will retrieve the data. To store, someone has to return the data to the disk. To retrieve, someone has to read the data from the disk. So who can enter into the drive, guys? Who can enter into the folders? I told you right in the last screen, it will store all the data in the instance ID folders. So someone has to enter into that particular instance ID folder, someone has to read. So who can enter and who can read the data, guys? A service account can do all these things. Very simple. Service account can read and write the data from the disk to the disk. So someone should be there to help you. Your SQL Server cannot directly enter into the drives and it cannot read it. On behalf of SQL Server, one object will be there. That object will read the data from the disk and will write the data to the disk. So that is called a service account. That is called a service account. When you fire any statement, when user is firing any statement by connecting to the SQL Server, whether it is a select statement, select query, or insert query, SQL Server will store the data. This is a software. By using this software, you can store the data physically in the drives. By using the software, we can store the data physically in the drives. So if I want to store, means I have to write the data. So who will write it? Your service account will write the data to the disk. I want to read. Okay, I want to read the data. Who can do that? Who can do that? I want to read the data from the disk. So who can do that? Again, your service account will do that particular action. Your SQL Server cannot enter into the drives, guys. On behalf of SQL Server, one representative will read the data and write the data. That representative is called service account. Is it clear, guys? Service account? Is it clear? So service
Yeah.
account has to read and write and it has to enter into all the drives. Sometimes it has to delete the data. So who can do all these things? So if I want to read, write, and if I want to delete the files, you should be who can delete, guys? Who can delete the files? Who can read the data? Who can write the data? What kind of permissions you should have? What kind of permissions you should have, guys?
Read write permission.
Local administrator. Okay, you should be part of administrator. So all the service accounts should be part of administrators, guys, administrators group. So technically, all the service accounts should be administrators. Then only they can delete the files, they can delete the data, they can add the data, they can modify the data. Okay, clear, guys? So there are two types of service accounts. One is default service account. So Shanmukh, when I'm installing any antivirus or when I'm installing any other softwares, Zoom, when you installed Zoom in your laptop, right? So when I'm installing any softwares, it is not asking service account. Why it is asking, especially for SQL Server? You are saying whatever software you install in the Windows machine, so that software it will create services. That service will run. To run the service, we need service accounts. But when I'm installing other softwares, it is not asking any service accounts. Why? Only for SQL Server. I told you, right? It will use default service accounts. Where we can see, let me show you. Go to the server, open services.msc, services in the run, open services.msc. You can see all the services that are running in this Windows machine, and there is a column called log on as column. See the last column, log on as column. So these are the service accounts. See, every service is using service account, guys. Every service account is using, sorry, every service is using service account. Without service account, it cannot run. But we are not giving any service accounts. But Windows machine itself is giving default service accounts. Sorry, those accounts are called default accounts. Okay, so if you don't give any account, it will take the default service account, guys. If you don't give any account, these that will take the default service accounts. It's not mandatory to change it, but it's very important to change it. It's a recommended setting to change the default service accounts. Why? I gave you an example yesterday. Okay, when you are staying in a room, if only one maid is there for you, she can work and she can complete the work quickly and she can go. If people are increasing, again the work also will be increased. She will take lot of time to complete the work. Right? So if people are increasing, the performance will be decreased, guys. In the same way, if all the services, see, you can see multiple SQL servers or multiple other services. Okay, if other services are using the same service account, the performance will be degraded. This service account has to write the data, read the data to the SQL Server. This has to write and read the data to the SQL Server. This has to write and read the data to the SQL Server. If one guy is doing many things, you can experience. Okay, if one guy is doing many things, how the performance will be degraded. So that's why it's not recommended practice to use default accounts, guys. We'll create separate accounts for each and every SQL Server. That is called customized service accounts. Are you getting the point, guys? Is it clear? Are we good, guys? Questions,
Yes.
doubts?
I have a question. Can I change the service account later after
Very
complete
good.
installation of
Very,
SQL Server?
very good question. Very good question. Very good question. Okay, I was supposed to ask the same. So can I change it? Can I change the service account after the installation? Is it possible? Is it going to allow you? I installed a SQL Server service account with a default, okay, service account. Now if I want to change, is it going to allow me? Very simple example. I gave you an example, right? Can I change my maid whenever I want? Can I change my maid, guys? I'm asking a simple
Yes.
question. I can.
Yes.
I can. So this is also going to act as a maid to read and write the data. So whenever I want, I can change it. But, but when you change the service account, we have to restart the SQL Server. So restarting SQL Server is a dash activity. Restarting SQL Server is a dash activity,
Downtime.
downtime activity.
Downtime.
Restarting SQL Server is a downtime activity. So you have to take the proper approvals and then you have to change the service account. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, is it clear? So I can change the service account at any time. Generally, while installing itself will give it, but I'll show you how to change it. I'll show you. We'll create a separate account and I'll show you. We'll make that account as a local administrator and then I'll change the service account. Whenever we want, we can change the service account. But when you change the service account, you have to restart the SQL Server. So that's why generally, okay, during the installation itself, we'll give the customized service account. So I'll show you both. Now, as of now, I'm installing with the default service accounts, or technically we can say these are the virtual service accounts. Okay, so I'm installing it. Later, I'll show you how to change the existing service account. If you want to give during the installation itself, I'll show you. That also will be discussed during the installations. We have to click on browse, but before that, we have to create an account. So, what is an account? How to create it? How to make them as a local administrator? I'll show you slowly. Okay, we'll discuss. So, as of now, I'm installing default service accounts. Later, I'll show you how to change it. Okay. If you are using default service accounts, it will not ask any password. Right. The next column is startup type. So what is the startup type, guys? Startup type means when you restart your Windows machine, when you restart your Windows machine, I told you, right, some services will be created. Okay, you can see here, these are the services generally that are there in this Windows machine. I am not saying these are all related to SQL Server. SQL Server related services I'll show you. So when you restart Windows machine, all the services, all the softwares will be restarted, right, guys? When you restart one Windows machine, whatever softwares are, there will be, for example, you are restarting your laptop. In your laptop, there are different softwares. Zoom is there. Some other applications also there in your laptop. Any desk kind of applications. So when you restart your laptop, this Zoom, any desk, everything will be restarted, right? All the services will be restarted, right? In the same way, when you restart your laptop, this service has to start automatically or you are going to start it manually. That is called startup type. You can see here the column. See startup type column. When you restart Windows machine, this service has to be started automatically. Any service, I'm just highlighting only one as I can highlight only one at a time. So when you restart the Windows machine, the services has to be started automatically or someone has to start manually. That is called startup type. If you see here, this service, what it is showing, guys? What is it is showing? Manual. Manual means currently is it running? Is it running currently? You can see in the status column. Is it running?
No, no.
No,
If it is running, it will show you running, guys. Like other services, it will show you running. So it is not running. When I restart the laptop, I set this as manual. No need to set it up. No need to set up every day, every time. By default, while installing itself, we can set it. Okay. As it is manual, it is not running when I restart my laptop. Yesterday morning I took the class, I stopped the laptop, and again today I started the laptop. So when I started the laptop, this is not started with the laptop automatically. Why? Why? Because startup type is manual, means we have to manually start the service. But when I set it as automatic, automatically the services will be started. See, this is automatic, so that's why it is in running state. This is automatic, that's why it is in running state. This is automatic, that's why it is in running state. So when it is manual, you have to start the service manually. It's again extra hard work, extra work we have to do. If it is automatic, automatically the services will be started. No need to start manually. So now tell me, guys, which one I have to choose for SQL Server? I have to choose automatic or manual?
Automatic.
Automatic. SQL Server is a priority software, very important software. Again and again, when Windows team rebooted the laptop, or when you only rebooted the laptop while doing some deployments or something you are doing which needs a reboot of the laptop, not laptop, your server, which needs a reboot of your server. If you reboot your server, okay, sometimes the SQL services, if you set it as manual, manually you have to again start the SQL services. If you set it as automatic, click on this drop down. You can set it as automatic. If you set it as automatic, whenever you restart the Windows machine, automatically the services also will be started. No need to start manually, guys. Is it clear? Startup type. Everyone, are we good, guys? No voice.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is all about your service account, services, and startup type. Collation settings. Okay. Collation settings. What is collation setting, guys? What is a collation setting?
Language.
Language.
Language settings. What kind of language you are going to use to insert the data in the SQL Server called collation settings. Collation. Can I change the collation settings later? Can I change the language settings later? Interview question.
Maybe yes.
Yes or no? Guess it.
I think yes.
Yes.
Yes or no? Guess it, guys. So technically, the answer is no. There are some ways. It's not a direct method or it's not a recommended method, but technically, it's not a setting that we can go ahead and we can change it directly. No, it's not any setting. Once you installed SQL Server with a specific collation settings, it will continue the same. But there are some options. We can do that, but it's not a recommended practice. So technically, the answer is no. Okay, guys, we cannot change the collation settings directly using some like registry edit and all. We can do that, but it's not a recommended practice. Right now, these are all about your collation settings, guys. Go to next. Authentication screen, very important screen. This is almost you can see most of the options here. Okay, authentication in the sense who can access this SQL Server. You are installing one SQL Server. As you know that SQL Server will use to store the data. The data can be anything. It can be a sensitive data. It can be any data. It can be a bank balance. It can be a salary. It can be a product cost. Anything we are going to store. It can be a secret information. So anything we are going to store in the SQL Server. But who can access this? Someone has to access, right? Someone has to access, right? So that's why initially you have to add few people here. So those who are adding during the installation, initially they can connect to SQL Server, they can access. They can also give access to others also. So minimum one person you have to add here, otherwise you cannot access the installation, you cannot access the SQL Server that you installed. Okay, so that's why we'll select this add current user. What is this authentication mode? How many types of authentications are there? What is authentication? What is an authorization? Everything will be discussed in a separate concept called security. We have a security class there. I'll explain with the diagrams. You don't worry about the authentication. Okay, guys, but make sure you add at least one account. Administrator is logged into this laptop server and he is installing. So when I click on add current user, administrator name came. When in the organization, when you logged in with your name, in the organization, we don't logged in with the administrator name and all. Company will give you a separate login name for you. Okay, so if Akshata is logging with her name, Akshata can see her name here. Okay, in this section, she can see her name like this. How administrator is popping up, Akshata is also will pop up. So when Akshata is installing SQL Server, when Akshata clicked on this add current user here, Akshata name will come. So who logged into this Windows machine and who initiated this installation? When I click add current user, that name will come here. Sometimes we have to, not sometimes, every time we have to add DBA team also. So this will be covered in the future sessions. DBA team, service account, everything will add by just using this add button, guys. As of now, I'm giving normal discussion. So slowly while installing many times, you will get to know these things and all. Data directories. So you are going to use the SQL Server to store the data. So where the data will be stored, so that is called the data directory. We have different files, data files, log files, backup files. I'll tell you the difference between all these files in the future discussion. As of now, everything I am going to dump in the C drive. Why? Because I don't have any other fixed drives. I have a D drive, but is it a fixed drive, guys? I have a D drive. Is it a fixed drive? You can install SQL Server only in the fixed drives. C drive is a fixed drive. D drive is just a attached drive. You cannot, this is not actual fixed drive. This, you cannot install SQL Server in this D drive. Using the D drive files you can install, but you cannot inside. This is a virtual drive kind of thing. When I disconnect that software, the drive will be gone. Okay, so I can install SQL Server in the C drive only. I don't have any other drives to install. So I'm dumping everything into the C drive. So that's why I'm not changing. Slowly we'll change these values, drives and all in future sessions. I'll tell you. So don't worry, guys. What is TempDB and all? There is a separate discussion on system databases. TempDB is one kind of system database. There is a big role of TempDB in the SQL Server. So that also will be discussed in the system database session. Maxed of memory, these are the server configurations. These things will be covered in the advanced SQL Server. In the performance tuning, we are going to cover what is maxed of, what is memory, what is max server memory, how much max server memory we have to set. Everything will be covered in the future session. So next, let's go to the next session. And finally, you can see that it will, again I'm saying, in the previous sessions also, when you are trying to refresh the system by right click and refresh, by choosing refresh, Microsoft don't understand, okay, what is refresh and all. But the action, the window you can see now, the window which was highlighted, this is called GUI window. This GUI window will convert my action into command. When I click refresh, a command will run in this Windows machine to refresh my laptop. So GUI, what it will do? GUI will help you to change the actions into commands. Those commands, it will be given to the OS. OS will execute those commands, guys. That is the use of GUI. Is it clear? So in the same way, whatever we have selected here, actually we can install SQL Server in many ways. Using GUI you can install, using command also you can install. But we don't know, right? We don't know what is the command to install SQL Server. We don't know what is the command to install SQL Server. But Windows machine will accept only commands. Then how to install? This GUI will help you to change your actions into command. That command, that query will be stored in this file called configuration file.ini. In the interview, sometimes they will ask you what is configuration file.ini. Configuration file.ini will help you to store all the commands. Okay, while installing, while upgrading, while patching. So the GUI will create a command. That command will be stored in the configuration file.ini. When I click install button, this file will be, my Windows operating system will open this file. I'll show you this file also. Don't worry how the file look like. I'll show you. It will see all the inputs. Okay, Shanmugh selected this option here. Okay, this option here. Okay, he gave the instance name like this. He selected this kind of collation settings. He gave the services. He gave the service account. He gave the configurations like this. Chalo. Now I got all the inputs. So I'll install. I means in the sense the operating system will think like this. So the operating system will take one by one input and it will start installing the SQL Server, guys. That command will be stored in the configuration file.ini. So sometimes they will ask you what is configuration file.ini, in which location you can see that. So I'll show you the configuration file.ini. This will be stored in this particular physical location, guys. Okay, just hit the install button. So it will start installing the SQL Server. In this way, you can install the SQL Server, guys. Questions?
Yeah, Shanmugh, actually I'm trying to install 2022 version. Okay, the steps are, it's asking Azure extension for SQL Server. Can I skip that?
That's what, see, Pavan, whatever we discussed, that only you have to do.
Okay.
Okay, so install 2019 for now. In future, we'll install 2022 also. I'll show you. The answer, short answer is you can skip it. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, if we discuss other concepts now, people will be confused. Okay, so what kind of versions we are installing during the installation, the same thing you have to carry. I guess you have 2019 software also. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Just practice with the 2019 only as of now. In the 2022 discussion, we'll discuss these things. Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Any
Can
other
you
questions,
please
guys?
explain collation again?
Collation is nothing but it's just a language settings, Abhilash. Nothing, very simple. When you are setting up the phone, it will ask you to choose the language, right? When you are setting up your phone, it will ask you to choose the language, right? So once you set up, during setup itself, it will ask. During setup itself, it will ask. So while installing SQL Server also, what kind of data you want me to install, or what kind of data you are going to insert in the SQL Server. We have a lot of languages, right? So you can see in your local language, you can see the news websites and all. So why it is accepting that language? It is accepting Hindi. Why? You can see the news in Hindi. You can see the news in Telugu. You can see the news in different languages. Why? Because the database that you are using is going to accept that particular language. So to set up that language, we have to use collation settings. Collation settings are nothing but simply language settings. That's it.
So if I choose one type of collation and if I am trying to insert the other type of data, it won't accept.
Why it will accept, you tell me, Abhilash? Then what is the use of selecting that particular collation? Other types, it not type of data, other language related data I'm saying. Okay, not
Okay.
type, language. If you selected English language and you are trying to insert Hindi, it will not accept. It don't understand what is Hindi. Why? Because if you select Hindi language, it will helpful for you. Like then it will accept the Hindi language and all. But initially itself, if you don't select a Hindi and you selected English, then you are trying to insert the data in another language. You don't understand. It don't allow also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So now you can see. Now tell me, guys, is my installation successful or it is failed? Tell me, guys.
Successful.
Successful.
So how to identify whether it's a successful or not?
Green tick marks.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see using these green checks. Earlier you can see lot of components, right? Yesterday lot of components installed, but today only three. Why?
Shared features.
Yes, very good. So yesterday we installed with the shared feature. So that's why lot of components you can see yesterday in this list. Today we installed only a specific features for the particular instance as shared is already installed. So that's why you can see only three components we have selected. So that's why three checks you can see. Okay. And you can see the details also installed successful. So if it is failed, it will show you installation failed and why it was failed, how to check the logs, where to check the logs, what is the reason of failing the installation and all. That will be helpful using the summary.txt file. Summary.txt file will track each and everything. So if installation is failed, it will show you failed. If installation is succeeded, it will show you succeeded, like passed and all, it will show you guys. So using this file, we can see in case if something goes wrong, installation is not successful, okay, something happened to the installation, that will be logged inside your summary.txt file. In the entries they will ask you, okay, in the entries they will ask you if the installation is failed, where you are going to check it. Sorry, if the installation is failed, where you are going to check the failures and all, how to troubleshoot. So the first place that you can see for the SQL installation is succeeded or failed. So the first place is called summary.txt file. So where this file will be created, same in the C program files, Microsoft SQL Server 150 folder, set a bootstrap folder, log folder. It will create a folder with the date and the timestamp 2024-07-13-1856, which is server time. Okay, so this is called summary.txt with a server name. Okay, so next I'll show you that file also. I'm just opening that file. During the installation also we can see that file, so that's why I just opened. I'll show you the what and all folders, what kind of files, where we can see all these things. I'll show you in the coming sessions, guys. Are we good now? Questions, doubts?
Yeah, Shanmugh, in real time, how many instances can we install in each server?
I told you this, Rajgopal. See, whenever we discuss something, directly I'll tell you that we have already discussed. Guys, what is the answer? What is the answer? In the organization,
Let's
Only one.
depend on client requirement, but mostly 2 to 3 max to max.
yeah, mostly one. Okay.
So we are using one.
Maximum
Hardly
50.
sometimes.
Yeah, mostly we'll install only one copy as it is production server. Maybe non-production 2, 3 copies they will install, but if it is a production server, mostly will install only one. As if you are installing multiple copies, it might impact while rebooting the Windows machine. All the other SQL servers also will be restarted, which will create a downtime for multiple applications. So the answer is only one. And okay, if it is a non-prod and all, maybe 2 or 3, max to max 3, guys. Questions? Any questions, doubts? Okay, so you can close this window as it is successfully installed. You can close this window. So this is how you can install the SQL Server, guys. Like that, you can install it 48 more copies. Up to till now, we installed 2 copies, right? Like that, in this Windows machine, 48 more copies you can install. As max 50 we can install, right? 48 more we can install. So but again depends on the space, storage, everything, RAM. If you have limited RAM and if you are installing multiple copies, the RAM also the same. How much we gave this to this machine? 3 GB, I guess. If it is 3 GB and if you are installing multiple copies, again it will impact the performance of all the other SQL servers also. Okay, Microsoft is giving feasibility of 50 copies, but again, okay, depends upon the requirements you can install. Fine, guys, are we good? Questions, doubts?
Yes.
Yeah. So now let me minimize this. We'll be discussed the services part later. So now I install SQL Server. So Shanmukh, I want to connect. Yesterday you installed one copy. Now you install another copy. Where is that? How can I see? I want to connect to that server.
SSMS.
Yes. For that, we need
Windows.
a tool called SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Listen carefully. What is that, guys? SSMS. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio. So using this tool, we can connect to running instances. If it is running, then only we can connect. If it is not running, we cannot connect. Okay, and this tool was introduced in the year of 2005. SSMS was introduced in the year of 2005. And in every instance, in every version, this SSMS is part of it, guys. Without SSMS, we cannot connect to the SQL Server. Of course, there are other ways using command prompt and all. We can connect, but again, we are comfortable when you are joining this course. People asked me, hey Shanmukh, I don't know programming, I don't know coding. Am I eligible to this course? Any coding will be there, any programming will be there. So what I said, guys, there will be no programming. I mean to say, you are eligible, there will be no programming. So whatever things that we are doing daily, that will be done by using a GUI tool, graphical user interface tool. So because of SSMS tool only, we are able to perform all the actions. So SSMS is very helpful tool. It's a GUI tool which will help you to connect to the SQL servers, to do lot of things on the SQL servers. Backups, restores, permissions, what not, everything you can do using SSMS. So SQL Server in the backend, it will run, guys. But if you want to do anything on the SQL Server using SSMS tool, we can do anything. We can create tables. We can insert the data. We can open the data. We can see the data. We can select the data. We can do lot of things. To do all these things, if we don't have management studio, you have to use commands. But I told you, right, no need to learn any commands and all. We using GUI tool, we can manage all these things. That tool is called Management Studio. Before 2005, this was introduced in 2005. From 2005 onwards, this tool is there, part of SQL Server. But before 2005, there is one more tool called Query Analyzer. Query Analyzer, okay, in SQL Server 2000 and all. In SQL Server 2000, we have Query Analyzer, same as SSMS. Later in 2005, it was renamed as SSMS, guys. Okay, Very rarely, in case if any old people are interviewing you, like sometimes 57, 58 years old people also will take the interview, 60 years people also will take the interviews. They might work with legacy systems. They might ask you this question before to SSMS, what tool we have to connect to the SQL servers and all. That tool is called Query Analyzer. Query Analyzer. So from 2005 onwards, we got Management Studio. So no need to use any Query Analyzer and all. Up to SQL Server 2016, SSMS is part of SQL Server installation. Means while installing, we have selected few features, right? Specific features, shared features. Do you remember that screen, guys? In that screen only, we have an option called SQL Server Management Tools. We have to select this option up to 2016, up to SQL Server 2016. If you are installing 2005, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, 16, you have to select SQL Server Management Tools in the shared features. SSMS is a shared feature. One SSMS tool is enough. We can connect to any versions of SQL servers. Okay. So SQL Server Management Tools you have to select in case if you want to work with Management Studio in the previous versions of SQL Server. We want to work with the 2005, 8, 8R2, 12, 14. So you have to select SQL Server Management Tools in the shared features. So SSMS will be installed. But from 2016, this is up to 2014, up to 2014. But from 2016 onwards, SQL Server 2016, SQL Server 2016 onwards, this SSMS tool is separated. That means you have to separately download this tool. You have to install it manually after SQL Server installation. Is it clear, guys? Are we good? Questions, doubts?
No doubts.
So what we have to do next? What is our next goal, guys? You have to download SSMS. You have to copy SSMS. You have to install SSMS. So how to download? Go to your laptop. Okay, you can, or else simply in the server itself directly you can download, guys. In the server also you can download, or in the laptop you can download and you can copy paste it. Go to Google, type download SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, just hit enter. You will get this first website from Microsoft, learn.microsoft.com. Open this in the next tab. You can use control and click. Just hold the control key and just click it once. Automatically it will open in the next tab. Otherwise, right click in new tab. Okay, open link in new tab. So this is the Microsoft website. From this website, we can download Management Studio. You can see here, right? Download SSMS. So SSMS is also a software. So every software will have version, right? So the latest version of SSMS is 20.2. No need to remember this. But I know a few interviewers, okay, they will ask you what is the SSMS version you are using. So SSMS, we have different versions, 18, 19, 20, you can tell, guys, in any version. Okay. Now, just to check whether you are a genuine candidate or why, because daily we'll open SSMS, in every server will open SSMS. So mostly we'll install SSMS also. Whenever you install SQL Server, we'll install SSMS also. So while installing, we'll copy the softwares, we'll download the software. Definitely if you are working people will easily remember. As you are not working, you have to remember, right? So sometimes to check whether you are genuine or fake DBA, they will ask what kind of SSMS version you are using. Okay, so you can tell 18, 19, 20 and all. The latest version is 20. No need to tell 20.2, something like that. Just 20, 18, 19 like that. Just again hit control key and hit this link. So now this will be opened in the separate folder. Okay, it's not opening. Just click on this link, guys. Right, now it's just started. Okay, it's already started. Okay. Let me stop this. One is already running, guys. Okay, so let it download. Sometimes, guys, believe me, sometimes they will ask you what is the size of the SSMS file. That is the size of the SQL Server. These kind of questions also they will ask you to check whether you are genuine or fake. So generally, guys, SSMS file size will vary. Okay, SSMS file size will vary from SSMS file size will vary from 500 MB to 1 GB, guys. Depends on versions. It is 20.2, right? So that is 473 MB, something like that. SQL Server also. SQL Server file size, software size. SQL Server software size will be 1 GB to 2 GB, guys. If you don't know, you might tell 10 GB also. What is the SQL Server software size? If you don't know the answer, don't know, you will tell 100 MB, 10 MB, 20 MB also. There they will get to know, okay, he's a fake guy. What is the size of the SSMS file as you are installing regularly? As you said, you are working on installations. What is the size of the SSMS file? Definitely will download and you will copy, right? Many times you will do this in the organization. So the working people, they can easily remember. They are doing regularly, no need to by heart and all. So they will tell. But if you don't know, unknowingly, if you tell 1 MB, I know people will tell these answers also 1 MB, 2 MB and all. Or 10 GB, 20 GB and all they will tell. Blind, that is a blunder mistake. He can easily identify, okay, he's not a fake, he's a fake guy, he's not a genuine DBA. Chalo, our HR will get back to you. Is it clear, guys? You cannot expect what kind of questions they will ask you, but these are some possible questions that typical interviewers, not every interview will ask this question. A typical interviewers will ask this question. Are we good, guys? Okay, so sometimes they might ask you the SSMS size, SQL Server file size. So you can just tell the answer, anything between 500 MB to 1 GB for SSMS. And SQL Server software size will be 1 GB to 2 GB. You can tell anything between these two, guys.
Why the size is varying? It is because of versions.
Yeah, it will be vary. Why? Because in every version, extra features will be there, extra options will be there. So the size will see previous versions, the size of SSMS is 1 GB also. That's why I mentioned 500 MB to 1 GB. I didn't mention 473 MB. Okay, the size will vary, depends on the versions also. I guess the SQL 2019 that we are using is around 1.8 GB. Let me show you. Okay, I'm just, okay, go to this, or else we can go to the server. We can see here itself in this PC. See, 1.33 GB. So that's why I mentioned 1 GB to 2 GB. If SQL Server software file, they are asking 1 GB to see. For example, let me go to this. I'll show you for 2019, 2022 also. Let me just go to settings, go to storage section, and you can see there. Go to storage and here click on this and 1.34 GB you can see. And if you choose virtual optical SQL, you can see other SQL Server softwares, right? You can see the sizes. See, 2017 size is how much? 1.5 roughly. Okay, 2019 1.4, it is showing like 1.3 if you convert. And 2022 1.1 only. And SSMS size is 600 MB. This is previous version SSMS. And Windows Server operating systems and all we don't deal. But if you see Windows Server 2019 operating system size is 4.8 GB. Okay, you can see here 4.8 GB. You cannot see directly GB. I'm converting and I'm telling you. So this is how the file sizes will vary. Okay.
So I have a quick question. So like the 1.5 at the end it shows KB, which is like I don't know kilobytes. So we have to
Convert.
interpret that as GB.
Correct.
Okay.
You have to interpret that into GB. Okay, I'll tell you the shortcut also. 1 minute, guys. Yeah. So we have to interpret that, guys. So how to interpret, I'll tell you. Very simple. For example, let me check that again. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me do this. Right. You can see right now on your screen. So now see here. I want to find out the value in GBs. What is the value, guys? 4857208, right? 4857208. 4857208 KB. Okay. So this you have to convert into GBs. How to do that? So very simple shortcut. Always separate it. You can make this as a three parts. Three parts. You can separate it like this. Three parts, and like that. If you have many big value, you have to again you have to separate like this. So this is 208 KB. 208 KB, right? After KBs, what you will get it, guys?
MBs.
MB. 7 MB. Agreed? Units, tens, hundreds. 7 MB. Next. 57 MB.
7.
Next.
857.
857 MB. Next. After MBs.
4 GB.
GB. So total
4 GB, 857.
4.8 GB. Okay, now tell me, KB. Now convert into GB. Why? Because we have to be very fast, guys. Very simple here. Why? In the organization,
3283 GB.
in the organization, we'll deal with backup files. The backup file sizes will be like this. Data file sizes will be like this. So you should be able to identify the sizes in GBs or TBs. Same.
It's like
Separate
a
it.
3 TB.
3 TB.
3.4.
395 KB, 8 MB, 58 MB, 958 MB, 3 GB, 83 GB, 483 GB, 3 TB, 3.4 TB roughly. Is it clear now, guys, how to change, how to convert this quickly?
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. So now the SSMS is downloaded, guys. So you can just go to this folder and you can copy this SSMS, right click and copy this, and I can directly paste it in the server, guys. So Shanmukh, as you said, when you connect to the server through RDP, then only we can paste it from local laptop to the server, right? Then I am not using RDP. How can I paste it? It is not showing paste option to me. How can I paste it? Okay, so in that scenario, if paste option is not there for you, if it is not working for you, what you can do, you can directly download from this Internet Explorer in the server. Make sure you enable the network settings that we discussed earlier. Okay, we have enabled network settings, right? Okay, so make sure you enable the network settings. Once you enable the network settings, what you can do, you can just simply, okay, what you can do here, there is an option. We have to disable that option to download the files. That is that option. Manage. Optionless file storage services. Let me check this one. Wait. I'll show you guys. Create server group. Service cloud. Manage local server. Means somewhere it will be there. Okay. It will help you. First, you have to disable that option, and then you can download it, guys. You can disable. Why? Because it's the Internet Explorer, right? You have to disable that option first. All servers, local server. Yeah. Here you can see. Okay. Product updates. No. Last Windows update. Download updates. Windows Defender. Remote feedback diagnostics. Remote management. Remote desktop. And Ethernet. What is that option? Where is that option? Last installed Windows update, last check Windows Defender antivirus. Disabled only. Windows Defender firewall. Okay, you can just turn it off, guys, and then you can download it. You can download the files. Yeah. Right. And then you can, what you can do, you can go to Internet Explorer. Right? You can just type Google here and you can simply same download SSMS. Okay, you can just type here, you can download SSMS. Make sure you are getting internet. Here you can see whether you are having internet access or not. If you keep your cursor on this computer, it will show you internet access. Okay, so now what we can do, you can simply type google.com. From there you can download the SSMS, guys. Same process. I downloaded in my local laptop and I copied to the server. In case if some of you are not able to copy because of RDP issue, you can directly download in the server itself. But make sure you enabled all the network settings. Okay, so like this you can download, guys. From here you can download. If it is popping up any yes or no like this, if it is popping, click add and you can just close button. Okay, add and close. Generally it will not ask this when I enable that setting. Okay, so from here you can directly download and you can install it, guys. Okay, you will get like this pop-up, you will get like this, so you can just click add and all. But this will be skipped, guys. This will be skipped by using one of the option here. I'm not getting that option. Windows Defender or any other service, public network, private network, and the domain network. Of yeah. And then but yes, this one. Just keep getting. Okay, not an issue. Whenever you are getting this pop-up, just click on add and close it, guys. Okay, click add and close it. Like that, you'll get first time. You'll get 10, 15 pop-ups like this. Okay, just keep on adding. That we can skip it by using that option, but I am not getting that option. Okay, no problem. Don't switch. Now you can just simply type download SSMS and from there you can download SSMS, guys. This is how you can download SSMS in case if you are not able to copy from your local laptop. Okay. Now I just copied, right? I just copied to this particular machine. Now we are good to install the SSMS, guys. Okay, we'll install SSMS after the break. Take a break, come back after 15 minutes. I'll show you how to install SSMS and all. Okay, we'll be back after 15 minutes, guys. Okay. So let me go to the server, guys. So we can see, okay, so we already copied the setup file. This is SSMS setup file you can see here. So how to open this one, guys? This is an application, right? Run as administrator, right click, run as administrator. Right. Okay. You can see now here it is showing install. Okay. You can see in the SQL Server we have a lot of options, guys. SQL Server installation we have a lot of options. Okay. But in the SSMS there are no such options. Simply you can see install button. Okay, you can see here install and close button. No other options, extra options and all will be there. Very simple to install. Open, copy the setup file, open the setup file with run as administrator, click on install button. That's it. When you click on install button, automatically SQL Server will be, Management Studio, not SQL Server, guys. Management Studio is separate and your SQL Server is separate. Both are not equal, both are not same. To connect to the running SQL servers, we'll use one tool called Management Studio. Okay, to connect to the running instances, we'll use one tool called Management Studio. So Management Studio, you can install it separately. So to install Management Studio, you have to simply click on, just download the SSMS file, copy the SSMS file and click on open the SSMS file with run as administrator mode and simply click on install button. That's it. Okay, it will be installed, guys. This is how we can install the Management Studio. Can I install SQL Server Management Studio before SQL Server installation also? Can I do that? Just casually I'm asking. 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Anna. Vastra. Yeah. So can I install Management Studio? Okay. Before the SQL Server installation, guys.
Yes, we can.
Tell me, guys. What about others?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can install.
Okay. So the answer is yes, we can install. Why? Because there is nowhere related earlier before 2016 and all. You can install SSMS either during the installation or after the installation. But from 2016 onwards, before installation also we can do that. Before installation also we can do that, guys. Okay. So no problem. We can install Management Studio before also. Before SQL Server installation, you can install SSMS. Then you can install your what I can say SQL Server. Or after SQL Server installation also, you can install SSMS, guys. So what is the problem, Pavan?
Yeah,
Record. So guys, if the installation is failed, one more suggestion I'll give you. First thing, don't practice parallelly with me. Never ever practice parallelly with me. First, concentrate on the things that we are discussing. Parallelly, Shanmukh selected this option. I'll also select this option. You cannot concentrate. Okay. So next time, if you are doing parallel practice and all, okay, I'll tell you directly. So don't practice parallel with me. Once the course is completed, I mean to say the class is completed, you will get the access, right? So you can again take a fresh session and you can start practicing so that it will be clear. If you are parallel practicing with me, you will be clear for now. Tomorrow you don't know what happened and all. So please concentrate on the class first. Okay, so setup completed with required actions, troubleshooting information this. Next step, we use the following information to resolve the error. Use the following information. Use the following information. So all the three components are failed, right? Full
Yes.
text database engine and your replication. This is the server name. Updates. So RTM 15 you are installing, false. Add current user. What is this? Did you click on add current user?
Yes, Shanmugh.
Add current user SQL admin. Why it is showing false then? If you click on that, it should show true, right? Service account, okay. Automatic backup, data, tabular, disabled. I accept the license terms. All these things it is showing false. Have you installed a .NET framework?
Yes, Shanmugh. Should I install?
Just reboot it once and try it again. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just reboot the machine after the .NET framework installation and try the SQL Server installation again.
Yeah.
Windows install program. So here, Windows firewall is enabled. Engine services shared features 1722 local.log following this install program run as part of the setup did not finish as expected. Okay, so what you can do, restart the Windows machine once, okay, and open the setup file with run as administrator, and just after this class you will get the access to video, right? Okay, just follow that video, you'll get an idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let me go back to the server and see. Once I install the management studio, you can see that window will be closed and you can see this window restart option will be there. You can directly restart the Windows machine. Okay. You can directly restart the Windows machine using this restart option. So after the installation of any component, generally it's good to restart, guys. Then only those components or services will work properly and smoothly. So now, after installing the Management Studio, I am rebooting the Windows machine, Windows Server, not my laptop. Okay, not my laptop. I am just rebooting the Windows Server. The Windows machine will be back in a while. Once the machine is back, then we'll connect to the server and I'll show you how to open Management Studio and how to connect to the SQL Server. I'll show you guys. Okay. Okay, the server is ready. Now let's connect to the server remotely. Okay. Right, so I can give the password. I'm connecting to the server now. Okay, just click yes.
We can install SSMS on local machine as well, na?
Yeah, we can install SSMS in the local machine also. But that is no use. Generally, we don't connect. Okay, so SSMS we can install in your local laptop also. Generally, guys, how the developers will connect to SQL servers, I'll tell you. Actually, this will be discussed in the security. Okay, so you can install SSMS in any laptop. Okay, but while connecting to the server, you will give the server name, right? That server can be installed in any Windows machine. Are you getting the point? In your laptop, I can install SSMS. Using that SSMS that I installed in your laptop, I can connect to any server, any SQL server, based on your permissions. Again, that doesn't mean if anyone is having SSMS, everyone can connect to SQL Server. No, that is wrong statement. So SSMS is a client. Okay, and SQL Server is a server. Every software will have client-server architecture. So SSMS on the respective Windows machine, I can install one thing. SSMS I can install in any user's laptops also. In the organization, the users, the employees, okay, those who are working closely with the SQL servers, like in case if they are developers or if they are trying to access the data, so only SSMS will be installed in their local laptops. But when they open Management Studio, while connecting, they'll give the server name, right? That server can be installed in any Windows machines, in any Windows servers. Are you getting the point, guys? So client will be somewhere, SQL Server will be somewhere. So it doesn't mean in the same Windows machine we can connect to SQL Server. No. In the organization, any user can connect to SQL Server based on their permissions. Again, I'm saying if you are having permissions, you can connect to SQL Server. To connect to SQL Server, don't think we have to log into Windows machine. There are two ways. That is called authentication. There are two ways. The authentication I told you, right? SQL Server authentication, mixed mode authentication, Windows and mixed mode authentication. So based on the authentication, you can either log into the direct Windows server and you can connect to SQL Server by using SSMS in that Windows machine. Or there is another authentication also called SQL authentication. So somewhere in the user's laptops, SSMS will be installed. Only SSMS will be installed. Again, I'm saying SSMS is not equals to SQL Server. Only SSMS tool will be installed in their local laptops. They will open SSMS tool. They will give the server name and they can connect. Why? Because the server will be in some other Windows machine, but they can still connect from your local SSMS and all. Okay, so the answer is yes, we can install SSMS in your local laptop and we can connect to SQL servers using your local SSMS also.
In that case, so no need of remote desktop version.
Forget about the discussion for now.
Okay.
In the
Yeah.
security, we'll cover everything with the diagrams. Okay, I just gave you a brief about this SSMS. Okay, but nothing to worry. In the authentication section, I'll tell you how the developers will connect, how the DBAs will connect. Okay, so there you will get an idea why DBAs will always connect to the Windows server directly, why developers cannot connect to Windows machine, and why they will use local SSMS. Okay. Yeah. So guys, are we good? Now this is the setup file, guys. Again, if I open, people will do this mistake. Okay. Again, if I open, what I'll get, guys? Again, if I open the setup file, I will not get SSMS. This is SSMS setup file. Already SSMS is installed in this machine. Again, sometimes people will open the SSMS. This is SSMS setup file. This is not SSMS. So when you install the SSMS, when you open the same setup file again, you will get options like this: repair, uninstall, close. Sometimes people will send a screenshots to me, say, Shanmukh, whenever I am opening SSMS, I am getting the option like this. Why you are getting the option like this? You are opening setup file one more time. Already installed SSMS for the first time. Again, you are opening SSMS one more time, setup file one more time. That's why you are getting repair option, uninstall option, close option. This is not you have to do. Okay. You already as SSMS setup file, using SSMS setup file, you installed SSMS. Now you cannot open like that. How to open, guys? Click on the Windows button. Simply, you can see Microsoft Server Tools 20. Either you can like this, or you can simply type SSMS in the start button. In the start button, you can simply type SSMS. So that will give you Management Studio. Okay. Tool, guys. Okay, now you can see like this. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio 20. Now you have to click on this SQL Server Management Studio. In this way, you have to open. You cannot again click on this is setup file. You can see here the name also it is showing setup file. So directly once you install the Management Studio, again no need to click on setup file. Directly hit the Windows button and you can type SQL Server. Just SSMS you can type, so that SSMS tool will open. Or else you can also type. Just go to this Windows. You can see this folder, click on this folder. There also you can see Management Studio. See SQL Server Management Studio. So you can either open like this, or you can just click on this folder. As I installed Management Studio 20, I can see 20 folder here. If you install 19, you can see Microsoft SQL Server Tools 19 or 18 like that. You can see. You can click on that folder and you can open. And or simply just hit the Windows button, type SSMS. Okay, you can see tool on the top. You can just click on the tool, it will open, guys. Just 1 minute, it is loading now. Right, okay, so now it was opened. In the back you can see. Okay, so now this is how you can see, guys. Okay, this is how you can see. Actually, it is showing extra options and all. In the previous versions, it will not show like this. Okay, that's okay, no issues. You can let's close this. Like this, you can see. Like this, you can see. Okay, guys. So now what you are trying to do, guys, you are trying to connect to SQL Server. Okay. So using this SSMS, I can connect to SQL Server. So now I have two instances in this machine, correct? Correct, guys?
Yes.
So now I want to connect to one instance. Okay, so I have to give the name of the instance, right? So here server type should be database engine. You remember database engine we installed, right? Server type should be database engine. If you want to connect to any other tools like SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, you have to select from this drop down: integration services, reporting services, analysis services. So you can use this drop down. So as a DBA will always connect to database engine. So server type should be database engine. Server name, as we are having two SQL servers in this Windows machine, to which SQL server you want to connect, you have to specify the name, right? So click on this. If you remember, this is what is this instance, guys? Is it a default or named instance?
Named instance.
Named instance. Why? Computer name / instance name. So in this way you can identify. So now I want to connect to default instance. I can simply delete this portion so that it will give you computer name, or I can click on this browse button. You can see here Here also computer name is there, you can select. Or you can simply click on the browse for more and expand database engine. There you can see all the installed instances. I want to connect to default. So this is the computer name, click OK. And now how you are connecting? This is to which component you are connecting. This is to which server you are connecting. This is how you are connecting. Using what credentials you are connecting. As of now, let it be as it is. You remember, guys, did you see this account anywhere while installing? In the add current user screen, you can see this account. Okay, so why as I clicked on add current user, that created this account. As this account is already there in the Windows, in the SQL Server, so I am able to connect to the SQL Server. In this way, we can connect to the SQL Server. If you are not selected add current user option there during the installation, this account cannot connect to SQL Server. It will create a problem, guys. Okay, so you have to troubleshoot that issue. So let it be first. Let's connect to SQL Server. Okay, so not an issue. It is throwing an error. Let it be. Initially, I don't want to discuss. Let me check with the named instance. Okay, this is my named instance. Let me check whether I'm able to connect or not. I'll tell you how to troubleshoot that error. Don't worry. Okay, after restart, we restarted the server, right? Okay, let's see. If not connecting, I'll show you what to do. Okay, not an issue. Let it be. Now I'll troubleshoot, guys. Yes, yes. Okay. So initially, first we have to discuss about the services and all. Let me check. If I am not able to connect, if I am getting this error, means there is an issue. Okay, maybe the server is not running, or you might give the wrong server name. Maybe there are some reasons. Okay, first let's check whether the SQL services are up and running. I told you, right, using Management Studio, we can connect to the running instances, whatever SQL servers are running. To connect to the running instances, we can use this tool. If the SQL server is in stopped state, we cannot connect. So first let's check. I am not able to connect. Means let's check first whether the SQL server is running or not. Where I can see open services.msc, this will open this kind of tool like this. It will open this window and you can see all the services that are there in this Windows machine. Select any service and hit yes. I want to search for SQL services, right? It will start with yes, right? Just hit yes. You can see all the services which starts with yes. Now you can see these are all SQL services that will be created, guys. These are all the SQL services that will be created when you install the SQL Server. I'll tell you, we'll explain, okay, how many services will be created, what is the impact of each service, what is the use of each service, we'll discuss. Now currently tell me, guys, okay, you can see main service. These two are main services for your database engine. So now you can see this is your default instance database engine service. This is your named instance database engine service. Shanmukh, how you are able to tell? How, guys? You can also tell easily.
MS SQL Server.
In the brackets, you can see MS SQL Server. If it is MS SQL Server, what is the instance, guys? All default instance services will be named as MS SQL Server. And in the brackets, you can see name of the instance, Batch55 SQL 2019. This is the name. So currently, is the service up and running, guys? Tell me.
Stop state.
It is
No.
a stopped state. Okay, so now you can see running. Some of the services are running. So what I said, you can connect to the SQL servers if they are up and running. So currently it is not running. So let me start it. How to start? Right click start, or you can see select and start will also work. Okay, now I am starting the service. In the organization, generally the services will be up and running, guys, when you restart also. Just now we installed SSMS, right? After that we rebooted the Windows machine. So after rebooting, the services are like stopped. So that's why I'm restarting manually. But in the organization, when you reboot it, automatically services will start. Okay, so you don't worry. So you should know the error and all. That's why let it be. It's good to learn the subject with the errors and all. So whenever you will get the error, this kind of error if you are getting means, what you have to do, guys, a network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing a connection to SQL Server. Okay, so I'll tell you one point, guys. As a DBA, you should have three main qualities. What are those three main qualities, guys? Can anyone tell me? What are those three main qualities you should have? Not only DBA, as a software engineer.
Checks.
Sorry, didn't get your question.
As a software engineer, you should have three main qualities. What are those three main qualities?
We need to do checks.
Hmm.
If we get any errors, first we need to troubleshoot.
So as a DBA or as a software engineer, you should have three main, okay, what we can say, qualities or whatever it is. One is patience. Second one is also patience. Third one is also patience. Patience, patience, patience. Okay. So why? Why? Because generally what people will do, if we got any error, they'll simply click on OK, they will do something, something. They will read the complete error. So you should be able to read the complete error. Sometimes in that error description itself, they'll give you the solution. Sometimes if you read the error multiple times, that's why not only once or twice, multiple times, that's why you should have patience to read the complete error. So you should be able to read the complete error multiple times, will give you hints how to troubleshoot that issue. Okay, so you should have patience, 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 guys. Now read this now. The server was not found or was not accessible. And it is saying one more thing. Verify that the instance name is correct and the SQL server is configured to allow remote connections. So it is giving some solutions also. Hey, you are getting this error. If the instance name is not correct, you will get this error. If it was not configured for remote connections, you will get this error. So like this, it is trying to giving some hints, guys. So whenever you have any issue, don't worry, guys. A perfect DBA can learn the subject basic using the errors only. Based on the errors only, you can learn the subject, proper subject, complete subject and all. So if you got any error, okay, don't worry. It is giving an opportunity to learn the new things. Okay, again the same life principle. We can learn a lot of things based on the mistakes only, right? The same thing. If you want to be a good DBA, try to get the errors as much as you can. You can learn the subject based on the errors only. Based on the errors only, you can learn the good subject. Okay, so now it is saying we'll discuss all these things. Generally, if the instance is not running, if the SQL server is not running, you will get this kind of error. If you give the wrong server name, you will get this kind of error. If the remote connections are not enabled, you will get this kind of error. I'll tell you what is remote connections and all, how to enable remote connections. Don't worry. Okay, are we good, guys? Now the services are started, right? Now it is showing running state. Okay, so now I can connect to default instance. So what is the default instance name? Computer name. Click connect. So now in this way the trusted. Okay, this is one more what I can say bug, guys. This is one more bug in the new SSMS also. We are getting this bug. Maybe okay, that's okay. In future they are going to fix this. Don't worry. The certificate chain was issued by an authority. This is not a trusted certificate. So for this, what we have to do? Click on options. There is an option called trusted certificate. Okay. Trust here you can see trust server certificate is there, right? Click on this. Click connect. So in this way you can connect to SQL Server, guys. In this way you can connect to SQL Server. Okay, 1 minute. Sai, 2 minutes and 2 minutes. ఇంకా క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, అయిపోయిన తర్వాత చేస్తాను. Okay, so in this way we can connect to SQL Server, guys. So now we got two errors. Okay, one is if the services are not running or if you give wrong server name or any network issues are there, the big error you will get it. And another one is certificate issue. Okay, just what is the solution? So for first one, what is the solution? Check SQL services are up and running or not. So if they are not running, you can start the service. And what is the solution for the second one? While connecting, if it is giving again, people will come back to me and they will ask, hey Shanmukh, I am getting this error. You don't have patience to watch the video also. Who will watch 2.5 hours video? Tell me the solution, Shanmukh. I will not tell. I will not tell, guys. If I feel that it is already discussed in the class, if you come to me with the same error, I will not tell. Why I am giving recordings to you? I can tell a simple answer for this, hey, select this option. But if you don't know why we have to select this option, that's why you have to watch the video. If you feel, see, always remember one thing. I am the last line of defense, not I am the first line of defense. And the last line of defense. In the beginning of the class, I told you this course will improve your technical skills, will improve your confidence, will improve your searching skills. So whenever you are having any issue, Shanmukh is there, he will help you. No, go back to Google, check it once. What is the issue? What is the error? I can tell only one point. Google will tell you 10 points. It's not like it's a burden to me. I can happily help. But where you are learning? What are your efforts here? Shanmukh, I am paying money to you, so you have to support. Yes, I'll support. If no one is helping you, I'll support. It's not like you are paying money, so I immediately I'll respond. I'll respond if it is new. If it is new, if we didn't discuss that in the class, definitely I'll respond. But if I feel this is already discussed, people are simply ignoring, people don't have time to watch the recordings, then I'll simply, hey, go to the recordings, check it once, we have already discussed. I can tell in one point, but it will not give you complete information, guys. You cannot think like I have to skip this step. No, why I am getting this? Did we discuss this in the class? Yes, discussed. If not discussed, chalo, let me try manually by just Googling it. Let me check whether I'll get any solutions or not. Check it first. Always it will improve your searching skills, guys. I told you, software engineers, they are not great people. They are great in using the Google. Okay, so you should improve your searching skills also. What kind of keywords I have to use to troubleshoot this issue? So if you start improving from small issues, if you started easily, you can easily, okay, search in case if any issue is there. Even though you don't know the solution, at least you will know how to troubleshoot it, how to search it in the Google. So I want to improve those skills. It's not like it will be a burden to me. That's why I didn't created any, I'll not create any group also. People will ask you, Shanmukh, can you please create a WhatsApp group? We'll learn together. No. Why? Because if one issue is there, one active guy will be there, he will give the solution. Then where you will get the chance to learn the things? One guy will Google it and he will tell you the solution in the group. In the group, he will tell the answer for that. How you will learn? You will not use your brains. Okay, so I'm the last line of defense, guys. If I feel that this was discussed in the class, I'll simply tell you just check it in the recordings or Google it first. If you are not getting, come back to me. Definitely, I'll help you out. I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Okay, just forget about me. I'm there. Okay, you can try it. If not, come back to me and definitely I can help you out. Okay, chalo. In this way, we can connect to SQL Server, guys. That's it for now. In the evening, we'll connect at 7 p.m. IST. We'll discuss something about SSMS. Some few points are there. We'll cover the SSMS and then slowly we'll start creating databases. We'll start creating the tables. I'll show you inserting the data into the tables. Slowly we'll go little deep inside. Okay, fine guys. Are we good? Any questions, doubts?
No doubts.
Yes, Shanmukh. Instead of the system name, you can give system IP.
Lot of things will be discussed in the evening class. This is
Yeah.
just a computer name we are connecting. In how many other ways we can connect, that will be discussed in the next class.
Yeah, okay.
Questions? Okay, so if you want to disconnect, you can select the instance. This is connect button, guys. This is disconnect button. Like that, I can connect to other instance also. Okay, connect button. And this time, let me connect to named instance. As you know that, I'll get the error. Why? services are not running. So first let me say, no need to start the service regularly daily. Okay, this will be started generally, and we are not using the licensed copy of Windows Server. So if we are not using licensed copy of Windows Server, sometimes services, and also Shanmukh, you said if it is automatic, it has to start automatic, right? I just waited for this question. Someone will ask like this. So Shanmukh, you said if it is automatic, it should start automatically. Why you are starting it manually? So no one asked that question. Okay, we are not using a licensed copy of Windows Server, not SQL Server. SQL Server is free, developer edition. Okay, Windows Server we are using a free copy. So free copy will not work properly. You can see here, Data Center Evaluation Edition. License will valid for 173 days. So that's why this is not, even though the startup type is automatic, this is not running automatically. So I mean to say, this is not started automatically when you restart the Windows machine. This will run it now, no problem. Once you start it, it will run it. But when you restart it, check the services once. Now I'm connecting to second instance. Click on connect button, and you can give the second server name and click connect now. Okay. Again the certificate issue. Again click on the trust server certificate for the first time. Next time and all no need to select like that. Okay, only for the first time. So like this, you can see guys, you can connect multiple instances like this. Okay, so we'll be continued in the next session guys, 7 p.m. IST. Okay, if no questions, we are good to close the session for now, and we'll connect in the evening 7 p.m. IST. For US people, it will be tomorrow morning guys. Thank you all. Bye.
Bye, Shanmukh.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.